Right, I'm gonna need to fix it. I do not know what's going on with this hair. So today, the big thing is record this, try to get some of the birth story recorded, and get a workout in, as well as do like minor chores around the house. I feel really good about keeping the house clean, so really it's just like picking stuff up and just like keeping up with it. And always keep the baby happy. It is 8 o'clock on the dot, and I'm already dressed in workout stuff. Even though I look like I'm still kind of pregnant, but it's okay. Little Miss is starting to get fussy, and I think it's probably time for her to eat again. And then right after she's done eating, I'm going to kind of tidy up some, and then hopefully I can get her down for a nap. Hopefully I can get her down for a nap, and then from there, I'm going to work out. We now have a baby monitor and it's all set up. I'm going to be doing the 3 main lifts, bench, squat, and dead. I'm going to try and get it in under 20 to 30 minutes because sometimes that's as long as she naps, and then I have to feed her again, and then she goes down. But that is the big thing, is try to get those lifts in. So here we go. As always, since I am just getting back, starting with just the 45-pound bar for a few sets. I did stretch beforehand, so it's not like I went totally cold. Making sure to get my base really solid, especially just on the warm-ups, since it's probably been about a little bit over 5 weeks since I actually benched on the bench. And just really focusing on breathing and form, because I really want to make sure that my first day back is a good one. So now I have 70 pounds on the bar, which is about 70% of my PR. And I do believe I did them for either 3x7 or 3x8. We will see. Once again, making sure to really plant my shoulders. That's why stretching helped so much. It definitely was a little bit different benching without a big belly. Even though I still have a belly, it isn't as tight, and there isn't a little baby in it, so I definitely had more range of motion. And with each set, the last 1 to 2 reps was a little bit of a push, so I would say I was probably working at my an RPE 8, which I'm totally cool with, because that was enough to push myself without really having to worry about injury, and it was really good to come back at that level instead of trying to go like all crazy or just too easy. So found a nice medium. And then just like before, even with squats, warming up with just the bar, squats have always been my Achilles heel, so getting back to them after, and like properly being able to do them again, not having to do sumo squats after close to 13 or so weeks was a struggle. Still having the same issues that I did, but warmed up, made sure to get as much range in there as I could. My warm-ups actually look way better than the actual lift. You'll see. So I definitely went for a 3x5, just because these were full body, and it had been a much longer time since I had done this move than the bench. And now we're coming back with 100 pounds, so that is roughly 50%. But like I said, my form always messes up, and considering it's been double-digit weeks since I've truly properly squatted, I knew it was already going to be a struggle. Back with the hair flips too. Hope you didn't miss those too much. Making sure, even though you can't see my feet, I'm a very narrow squatter. For whatever reason, that's just it's more comfortable for me. Even though I'm high bar, I'm thinking about switching to low bar. So as you can see, the my back is caving a lot. So basically, I am not shooting my knees forward enough, nor am I leaning back enough. And I could definitely tell this was my issue, because I felt a lot of the squat in my hamstrings instead of in my quads. So immediately I already know what I'm having to work on. Even with deadlifts, even though my deadlift PR is 225 or so, still warming up with that bar. It has actually been a longer time since I was able to do a proper deadlift than it was squats.
So this was super huge, just kind of getting back into the motion. And even though I do hate having to warm up with the bar, because as you could see, I'm actually going down much farther with an empty bar than I would with a loaded bar. Um, so at least I was making sure to get my hips more stretched out, I guess. So I have 135. The last time I did a deadlift, I was at 135, so I'm actually pretty proud that I was able to at least sustain a lot of strength. Once again, this was about a 60%, maybe a bit more, and I did do it for 3x5s as well. I've always used straps just because I have weak grip strength, and I prefer straps over under than anything else. So I will also be working back my grip strength because it used to be good, but not anymore. So just like squat, I'm a pretty narrow deadlifter as well, and always shimmy it out and always get that hair flip. And if you notice, I am doing it beltless, and that's simply because I don't think my belt can fit, and I am still making sure that I'm not pushing too much on my pelvis. But these felt pretty easy. I definitely need to drop my hips more, and I definitely know that it was more of a just needing to loosen up the joints because it's been a while. And since we had a really good successful deadlift, we danced it out a bit.
So that was my first true workout back into the home gym or garage gym, being postpartum. And so that was at 3 weeks, and that was really just a big warm up. As you heard me say, I already know I have a ton of stuff to fix with my squat. If you've been around either on the YouTubes or on the Instagrams, you will see that my squat is totally horrible. But my husband and I are working on it, and we have set a plan. So if you want to see a squat transformation, stay tuned, because it hasn't transformed yet, but we're going in the right direction. So a lot of what I noticed is I definitely need to work on my mobility more, because I was definitely stiff with squats, and even more so with deadlifts. Bench, I was okay with. That was fine. So yeah, it's definitely a little weird still because I do have a lot of extra padding on me, so my leverages are a bit different. Just overall, everything just feels different. I now have to get used to my center of gravity changing once again, because I no longer have a big belly with a baby in it. I just have a belly now, which is definitely something that kind of, I don't want to say got in the way of deadlifting or squats, but definitely wasn't used to it. So that has to change. Well, not has to change. Well, yeah, it has to change. I have to lose the fat, but something I have to work around. Really pleased with how my bench went. I definitely have not lost any strength in bench because I've been doing a ton of dumbbell workouts, and bench was one of the barbell workouts I was able to do consistently throughout my pregnancy. So yeah, have the plan down for squats. I know what I need to do to get back to my deadlifts. Overall, I was really happy with that lifting session, and you could definitely tell my strength is still there. The issue is form and leverages, but the strength is there. And I'm so excited to get back in, and I just feel like I'm getting another rush from it, like I did probably 3 months into actually lifting. So if you aren't aware, I am actually wanting to power lift this year instead of bodybuild, and possibly compete in a powerlifting meet. Nothing big, even a local one, really, like hey, come in and lift with us. Just something like some kind of powerlifting competition, simply because I have a lot of extra weight on me and I'm breastfeeding, so powerlifting just feels like it's going to go really well. And having a newborn and having to get acclimated to having her, being married. I mean, I've been married for 8 years, so I'm used to that. But having our new person with us that we have to like all kind of figure each other out and get our new schedule together and get everything used to each other, and then working on top of that. Powerlifting is just short and sweet. You can knock out a powerlifting session in 30 minutes. Bodybuilding is a little bit more different and it takes a little bit longer. So
really excited for this year, especially in the gym and for my fitness. So don't miss out, because I'm going to be trying to make sure that I'm constantly updating on my main 3 lifts, especially now that I want to get into powerlifting. So thanks for watching, and check out all the other videos. There's a ton of them now.